So I'm talking about the stitch and flip method to create a landscape, and this is a small quilt which is going to be part of a larger piece for my group Under the Edge Quilters. So the first thing to notice is that I'm working directly onto 80/20 wadding. This goes through the sewing machine quite nicely. It doesn't get caught up in the feed dogs, and it's got a bit of grip. It's almost like fuzzy felt, so place things on and they stay. So landscapes, you need to think in the distance. They appear bluer, blending in with the sky, and then coming forward, more yellows, browns, things like that, brighter greens. This particular piece, we're all going to have a piece which finishes with water at the bottom, and I started from the bottom, but now I've changed my mind and I'm going to come down from the top, and that's because I want to put some inserts in, and I'll show you that in a minute. I don't have a lot of greens in my stash, but it's been a bit raided but I'll just show you a few. So things like this, these bluer ones, I mean, see that as blue, it's not really green. This one, they would go near the top. This is how you create the depth of field. And then things like this one and this are brighter, need to come towards the front more. And I even want to introduce some yellow, like this piece, and bright green like this. I've got to get this in somewhere. And just look at this. This has got to go in. Some of my pieces are very small, so they're going to need a bit of thought about how I'm going to introduce them. But things like that are just irresistible. I mean, that's got to go in somehow. And then right at the front, I'll probably use some of this, which is a bit kind of pebbly, like that. Now you see, this has already got an edge which has been pressed into it. So when I come down to this piece, I can put that edge on and top stitch it, or some fancy stitching, some hand embroidery, something to embellish that, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So the first strip I'm going to use, I've made a mess over here, I can't find anything now, is the really more blue than green strip, which I'm going to put near here at the top, and then going into something a bit more green. It's a bit of net, don't want that. This piece I think will go on. So I'm going over to the sewing machine and I'm going to do that and show you how the stitch and flip thing works. Now the thing is, if you hate precision cutting, precision piecing, this is for you, because all of that's irrelevant. You don't need that anymore. And I haven't even got my 1/4 inch foot on my sewing machine. I'm just using my normal 1C dressmaking foot. So I'm going to put that piece on and show you how that flips, and then we'll go on to try and build up a landscape a bit. I'm going out of shot. Give you some bits to look at. You can hear my Benina wearing away, putting in that first strip, and I'm not worrying about 1/4 inch or anything else, I'm just whacking it on. we are, sewn on. And then I'm going to flip it down. Now I would take that to the ironing board and press it. You don't want to watch me do that. So now the next piece I'm putting in, I want to introduce some diagonals. So I've already pieced this piece here, and you can see I've introduced an insert, just a strip of green, got stars on it. It's quite nice, but it's a lovely green. I've just put that in between when I've joined those two, and that will introduce a nice diagonal into the landscape, which landscapes naturally have. And I think what I'd like to do is to put that lime green on top. See, so we're starting to come forward. Then before I put the next piece on, which might be that, which I've cut down a little bit, like that, I think I might use that. You see how this is all very improvised quilting, they call it. So I might have to join that one as well. Here I would like to introduce a couple of inserts. These are prairie points that I've made like that. So start as a square, folded once to a triangle, folded again into a triangle, pressed well, and then there, overlap them, put them in there. I might very well sew across there just to keep them in place, make sure they stay. Then that piece and that piece coming down to here, and I have simply got to put in that tree stuff like that. So probably I'll put that in maybe on top or as a layer there, and cut round the trees. Anyway, you can begin to see, I hope, how that's building up. There. What do you think? And it wouldn't really take me very long to do. Okay.